กลับมาพบกับคลิปที่6นะครับของเกมอันนี้ Horizon ภาค 2นะครับก็เล่นประมาณ6ชั่วโมงแล้วนะมา ยังไปไม่ถึงไหนเลยทำเควสนู่นทำเควสนี่แบบเวลาหมดนะฮะโอเคความเดิมตอนที่แล้วนะฮะเรากำลังจะไปเข้าร่วมงานพันธมิตรการทูตนะเพื่อที่จะดำเนินเนื้อเรื่องต่อไปทางภาคทิศตะวันตกนะครับไป Forbidden West นะเพื่อที่จะไปตามล่าดูสิเหมือนโอเคกลับมาแล้วไปตามไปรักษาไปซ่อมแซมโล่นะครับไปที่บาร์เล่นไลท์กันที่ชาร์เจอร์ขอเก็บเจ้ายานี่ก่อนนะฮะเพราะว่าใช้เยอะเหลือเกินนะฮะว่าอีก700กว่าเมตรนะโอ้ยทำไมทางมันแปลกๆอีก700กว่าเมตรเราก็จะถึงวาเลนไลน์แล้วถ้างานทางการทูตมันสามารถเกิดขึ้นได้ก็น่าจะเปิดโอกาสให้เราสามารถไปเดินทางไปดินแดนตะวันตกได้นะฮะโอ้ยอีก500เมตรไปเฮ้ยเปิดจุดเซฟแป๊บนึงนี่ผมไม่เปิดจุดเซฟตรงนี้ได้ไงเนี่ยเก็บของไม่ได้ถ้าเกิดถ้าขี่ม้าอยู่เก็บของไม่ได้ลำบากจังเฮ้ยมันทางนั่นเหรอเห็นจุดเซฟแล้วจะวิ่งมาจริงๆเป็นทางเกมกี่ชั่วโมงเนี่ยไปอีก400เมตรอุ้ยเดินทาง303 399 388 366 340
They don't like us.
300 200อย่าตามมารักสงบกันหน่อยนาย
Barren light.
สุดท้ายของ
Must
เจ้า
part of the
ก่อนที่
sun
จะ
dome
ฟอร์ม
before
เด
the
อะเวส
Forbidden West. Carja horn. That means the embassy
จาก
starts.
สถานการณ์คือจะเริ่ม
Great
ใน
time
ไม่
we
ช้า
should find whoever's in charge here.
Hey,
First, I
wait
could resupply at my stash. Might be worth taking a look around too.
Savior, tell me, are you seeking passage into no man's land by any chance?
Maybe.
ก็อาจจะเจ้าอยากรู้ทำไม
Why
ห
do
ร
you
อ
ask?
Well, to hammer it plain, there's treasure out west. Unclaimed scrap and ancient metal. And I've got a sturdy band of salvagers that knows the lay of the land.
You're not afraid of the Tanakh?
Terrified. But I carry out most of my business in no man's land. Neutral territory and all that. Barren Light is our port of entry. When its doors aren't closed for an embassy. I was hoping your arrival meant they might be opening soon. I've got a business to run, after all.
I want that embassy to happen as much as you do. Believe me, I'm working on it.
Good to know. And keep us in mind. If you do manage to open the way, our main camp will be just past Barren Light.
Okay,
We'll buy any scrap you've got on you. And if you're looking for machine parts, we've got the best in the West. Guaranteed.
All right.
ไปเจอกันประ
Maybe
ตูเปิด
later
นะ
then.
If you could get those blasted gates open.
แล้วเราจะหาทางเข้าไปในงานได้อย่างไรกันเนี่ย
Guess I'm not the only one who wants to get those gates open.
Yeah, you!
There's Errand. That looks like he's had a few, gentlemen.
นุ่ม
That's our
ใน
cue.
คิวของพวกเรานะ
You taking the edge
เจ็บ
off?
แล้วลงไหม
I mean, I'd ask you to join, but who'd be left to save the world, right?
นางเอกเขาหนีมาโดย
All right,
ไม่
now
ย
let
อม
me
บอก
guess. You're in a rush, right? So, whatever you need, ask away.
เจ้าเป็นยังไงบ้างล่ะ
How have things been since I...
Your silent departure?
สง
Yeah,
สาร
not bad. Vanguard's
การ
going
ที่เป็น
strong.
แข็งแรงอยู่ดี
Helped Avad pick up the pieces after the battle with the Eclipse. I took a month to bury Ursa in the clay. But when I got back, I got the assignment to babysit Voidis on his way to the embassy. I thought that'd be a cakewalk, so of course things went sideways.
You got blindsided. Wasn't
ไม่
your
ใช่ความเป็น
fault.
เจ้าหรอก
A couple more of these, maybe I'll believe you.
แล้วเออซ่า
I was, wondering if you were able to lay Ursa to rest, like you wanted.
Yeah, we did. Just seemed the crowd that showed up to pay their respects. Half of them owed her a favor, and the other half owed her their lives. In the end, everybody drank. You know, it's the rowdiest funeral since ever.
Feels like she would have liked that.
Yeah, damn straight. Damn straight. She would have put them all under the table.
What do you know about the embassy?
Not much. Only that Avad really wants it to happen. He said I'm making peace with these Tanakh.
มันต้อง
But
ไม่
from what I hear,
แน่
they're not too big on the whole
ดูเงียบ
diplomacy
มันดู
thing. They do most of the talking
protected
with blades and arrows. So if you're heading their way, be prepared. Things might get ugly real fast.
I'll keep that in mind.
บาเลนไลท์
What do you know about
เจ้า
this
รู้สัก
place?
ที่นี่ได้อย่างไรเนี่ย
Nothing good. It's where the Carja dragged all the captives they took from the Forbidden West during the Red Raids. Lucky ones became slave labor. The rest were hauled off to the Sun Ring and Meridian.
Your sacrifice.
You got it. Tanakh made sure to wreck the place before they chased the Carja out of the West. I can't say I blame them. And now Avad's paying the Osram to rebuild it. And no matter how much new stone they put up, it'll still be stained in blood.
จะสร้างใหม่กี่ครั้งมันก็ยังเปื้อนเลือดอยู่ดีข้าต้องไปแล้วแหละ
I better get going.
Oh, yeah, don't let me stop you. Just, are you sure about this? Saving the world, that
ใช่
sounds like a lot
อึ้งอ
for
ยู่
just
แล้ว
one.
Errand.
Yeah, all right. Can't blame me for trying. I guess what I'm really trying to say is, if you ever do need me,
I know where to find you. Hopefully sober next time.
yeah, don't count on it.
ไม่สัญญานะ
Be careful out there, Aloy.
ระวังตัวด้วยเอรอยโอเคต่อไปเป็นไงครับประตูนี้
Lighten up, Paif. You've got a fit.
Are you in charge around
เจ้า
here?
ดูแลที่นี่งั้นเหรอ
Apologies, no. That would be Commander Nozar. I'm Lawan, the
ข้า
second
ชื่อ
in
ว่าเป็น
command.
รองผู้
So,
บัญชาการ
what brings Aloy of the North to Barren Light?
ทำไมทุกคนรู้จัก
I'm here
เอวา
for the
หมดเลย
embassy. I need it to happen so I can head west. And maybe now that Studios Wadis is here, we can
วัน
finally
นี้
get
ก็มา
things
แล้วเราก็
underway.
จะเริ่มได้สักทีนะ
Yes, the Sun Priest. Walked in practically kicking and screaming behind his escort. Really seems to like his scrolls. But the embassy remains
Kamaya.
delayed. Commander Nozar has signaled our readiness, but the Tanakh marshals have yet to sound their horn.
All right, fine. Let me through the gates then. I have my own business with them.
I'm sure you do, but I'm afraid I can't. Commander's orders. Normally, the gates are open for any who dare to venture out. Asaram salvagers, a few especially brazen Karja, but no one's allowed in or out before an embassy. Now we're open, once the Tanakh have left.
You said something about...
They're the tribe's elite warriors. Then, during the proceedings, they negotiate on behalf of their leader. And by negotiate, I mean stare down our sun priest until they concede. Paiv over here came face to face with them for the first time at the last embassy. Came back drenched in his own sweat.
It was hot that day, sir.
It was indeed.
Where is this Commander Nozar then? If he's the one keeping the gates shut, I'll convince him to open them for me.
I'll take you to him, but I have to warn you. The commander isn't one to break protocol, especially when he's already high-strung.
We'll see about that.
This way.
There's a lot of activity going on around here.
The Tanakh tore down this place during the Red Raids. 2 years of labor, and we still have a long way to go. The work stoppage and chain scrape nearly halted our rebuilding efforts. But I hear a certain Nora got them back to work.
I was just helping out.
Yes, well, I'm sure Ulvin was thrilled. Stand aside, soldier.
Sir?
ดันตกได้ไหมฮะดันตกภารกิจดันนี้ให้ตก
There's the commander.
เตรียมตัวให้
Brace
ดีละ
yourself. And good luck.
How are we to hold an embassy with a tribe that can't even govern their own people?
What more can you expect from barbarians?
เจ้าคิดว่าจะได้อะไรจากพวกคนเถื่อนเหรอAloy ใช่ไหม
Aloy, was it?
Yes. The one who cleared the valley for you? That Aloy.
Aloy คนนั้นแหละ
We appreciate your service. At least we are ready for the embassy to begin.
Didn't you just give the signal?
Both sides must signal readiness. Until the Tanakh sound their horn, we wait.
Yea, for as the first shall be...
Shut up. Why the delay?
The Tanakh are a tribe composed of 3 clans. How many banners do you see?
You're just gonna wait? Go find out what's wrong.
Oh, this isn't some forgotten corner of the East where you come from, Dora. It's the Forbidden West. If you don't like it, run back to Meridian, file a complaint.
The Meridian I saved, you mean?
That's right. Nobody walks to the gate until the 3rd clan arrives and the Tanakh horn has sounded. Not even the savior of Meridian.
Well, thanks, but I've waited long enough. It's time to go.
Absolutely not. This embassy depends on diligent adherence to... You shall not!
Keep telling yourself that.
ร้อน
On a machine!
ว้าว
Open the gates, please.
เธอได้โปรด
Do not let her through that gate! That is a direct order!
Sorry, can't do it.
Sir, it's the savior! I don't care if it's the Dowager Queen herself! The gate stays sealed until that horn blows!
I'm asking nicely.
I don't know what to do.
Hey, Varl.
Varl.
Hi, Aaron.
เกิดอะไรขึ้นเหรอ
What's happening? You know, the usual. Aloy wants something. People try to
Open
stand in her way.
the
It's not gonna work.
That's it! Arrest her!
I'd like to see you try.
Supporting fire?
Yeah, I'm locked and loaded.
Hey, nose off! You stupid bastard. You think you got the authority to keep that door shut in the savior of Meridian's face? What do you think Sun King Avad is gonna do when he hears what you did? Promote you, huh? Let it through, boys. Saving the world.
เราต้องช่วยโลกให้ได้ทุกคนฝากความหวังไว้ที่เรานะ
Forget something back in Meridian?
Look, Burl,
It doesn't matter. Made it just in time.
เย้
So this tribe that Murad told us about, the Tanakh, we need their permission to go west?
yeah, well, I figured it'd be nice if they weren't trying to kill me the whole time.
But this embassy hasn't started yet. We're just gonna barge in?
There's no more politics, no more delays.
Oh well. Now at least you have some backup.
I guess I do.
นี่เพิ่งรู้นะเนี่ยว่า
We'll see how it goes.
อ๋อพวกเทนัก มีอะไรกันเหรอพวกเทนัก
That is the line between east and west. Cross it and die.
Hold on now.
ค่อย
Let's
ๆ
take
พู
it
ดกัน
easy.
None may walk this valley until our signal sounds. That was our accord with the Karja.
I'm not Karja. I came here on my own to ask
ข้า
for
มา
rite
เพื่อ
of
ขอ
passage.
ผ่าน
But they opened the gate for you, did they not? What is the meaning of this violation?
Why send a child? Do they want to parley or not?
The Karja can't be trusted. This is no.
Forget the Karja. This has nothing to do with them. I need to go west to save lives. Maybe even yours.
The only lives you can save are your own. By turning back. Now.
Hold!
ช้าก่อน
She's telling the truth about one thing. She's not Karja. She's a Nora from the Savage East. And if she seeks to save lives, should we not listen?
เย็ดคนนี้มีเหตุผลนะ
Let me speak to her. One last favor for a fellow marshal before he's taken away.
ทำไมคนนี้มีเหตุผล
A fearless, red-headed Nora.
อ๋อ รู้จักผู้กอบกู้
You
แห่ง
must
เม
be
ริเดี
the
ยนด้วย
so-called savior of Meridian.
Just Aloy.
just Aloy
I am unyielding Fashav, once of the Karja High Command, last of the army of the setting sun.
You're Fashav. Avad gave me a message for you. That he waits for you in Meridian, where you belong.
อาวานก็สุภาพเหมือน
Avad
เดิม
always
นะ
was polite. Well, now I'm even more curious about you knowing that you have the confidence of the Sun King. But such an association with the Karja could work against you here, as it often has with me. As you can see, tensions are high.
การจุด
This
ครั้งนี้ก็ละ
embassy
เอียด
is
อ่อน
a
มาก
delicate affair. They're about to return me to the Sundom, a gesture that might help soothe painful grievances. And now you arrive, unheralded.
I'm not
ทำจะ
here
มา
to
ประกอบ
cause
เรื่อง
trouble.
แค่อยากไปฝั่งตะ
I
วัน
just
ต
need
ก
to go west.
So you say. I might be able to help, but I need to know why. Along with some assurance that I won't regret it.
I've never seen markings like those on a Karja before.
The Karja see ink as decoration. For the Tanakh, it is much more. A litany of deeds. A record of vanquished enemies.
Looks like you've vanquished quite a few.
I've fought my share of battles. But I feel that my life, like my markings, is only half complete. This side shows my martial deeds. Before I die, I'd like to see the other half marked with the laurels of peace.
กลับบ้านกันเถิด
Are you glad to be going back to Meridian?
Oh, I'll admit that I wouldn't mind sleeping in a feather bed or sipping wine from the southern vineyards. But I have another goal in mind. As someone who knows the Tanakh and the Karja, I'm in a unique position to advocate for both.
นี่มันต้องเป็นตัวร้ายแน่ๆเลย
If Sun King Avad is amenable, my hope is to establish a lasting peace.
The Tanakh don't seem that peaceful.
They're not, as a rule. But these are difficult times. Chief Hekarro knows that survival often requires change, even if that change means putting aside centuries of war.
เจ้ากับชาวเทนัทพวกนั้น
How did you come to be among the Tanakh?
It's quite a story, but not a quick one. Though I suppose neither of us is going anywhere before the embassy begins. Are you sure you want to hear it?
บอกเข้ามา
I guess we have
เขาว่า
time.
เรายังมีเวลา
Very
นะ
well. I marched with Sun King Jiran's raiders when they came west, hoping to moderate their worst impulses. I failed, of course. They committed unspeakable atrocities, stirring the Tanakh into action. When the clans overran our forward encampment at Cinnabar Sands, I stayed behind to help the last stragglers evacuate, and was taken prisoner. I didn't make it easy for my captors, mind you. And they paid me back in kind on the journey to their capital. I lost so much blood on the way that I was white as a corpse when they threw me before Chief Hekarro. I thought I was dead for sure, so I resorted to desperate measures.
มาตรการที่สิ้นหวังงั้นเหรอ
So when you met the Tanakh chief, you did something desperate.
I'd kept my ears open as the Tanakh dragged me along, and I heard mutterings about a kind of trial by combat that they revere. So, when they flung me at Hekarro's feet, I demanded this right, called the Kulrut, thinking that by winning I could request a boon, my life or even my freedom. The other Tanakh howled, but Hekarro stared them down, and then his gaze fell upon me. Evidently, he appreciated my ingenuity. He allowed me to participate in the Kulrut. Little did I know what I was in for.
You said the Kulrut is a Tanakh's trial by combat.
ยาว
Yes, but it is no ordinary trial. It doesn't pit men against each other, at least not directly. Instead, the combatants fight machines in a great arena, and only the strongest survive. Believe me, it is no easy thing to stare down a charging machine while hundreds around you scream for blood.
I know more about that than you might think.
Do you? Well, then you have my respect. Like you, I lived through it to claim my prize. I had hopes for freedom, but well, that wasn't on offer. Only service to the chief.
You wound up serving the Tanakh chief.
The winners of the Kulrut must serve the chief as his marshals.
You mentioned that word before. What does it mean?
The word itself refers to a kind of protective spirit from the ancient past. In practice, marshals are Hekarro's roving lawgivers, part magistrate, part judge, part executioner. I won my place among their ranks and served as honor demanded, but many Tanakh still spat on the ground when I walked by.
ยาวมากบทนี้
But they did, until I started forcing them to the ground to grind their faces in it.
I guess that's one way to deal with it.
As you may have noticed, violence is the native tongue of the Tanakh. To survive, one must master it. The truth is, though, the Karja speak it too. More than they should. I can't blame the Tanakh for hating them.
สรุปว่าเจ้าอยู่เผ่าไหนกันแน่
So then,
เนี่ย
are you still Karja?
Part of me, yes, always. Yet there is much to admire about the Tanakh, especially their chief. I've heard stories about what it was like before his reign. 3 clans always at war, constantly slitting each other's throats. Hekarro and the marshals have crafted a delicate peace, and now he looks to the future. Who knows? Maybe that future will include cooperation with the Karja.
The Karja talk about Hekarro as if he's a monster.
the Karja feel compelled to demonize him if only because he swept them from the field. It is true that he is fearsome. When I was first taken before him, I thought he would flay me alive. But he is no bloodthirsty tyrant like the Mad Sun King was. I think that if you were fortunate enough to meet him, as I was, you would find that he only wants the best for his people. I hope you do speak to him. I'm sure you'd interest him. So, that's my story.
Yeah,
You're the first Easterner to hear it, but not the last. The Karja need to know what I have learned.
Yeah. The way you talk about the Tanakh is a lot different than how they do. You asked why I need rite of passage. I'll tell you, but you won't like my answer. 6 months ago, the world almost ended in Meridian. That threat still exists. It's getting worse every day, much worse. Calling down storms, poisoning the water, enraging the machines. The source of it all has gone west, and I'm the only one who can stop it.
I've seen the signs. And I've heard tales of incredible occurrences in Meridian, an army of demons vanquished by a red-haired champion. So I'm inclined to believe you. The burden of your task is written across your face clearer than any mark of mine. I'll grant you this, to serve as proof of your right to travel into Tanakh lands. A task so important, and it's just the two of you. Take it from one who aspires to be a diplomat. Allies are essential. Chief Hikaru knows the West better than anyone. He may be able to help you. He can be intimidating to others, but don't let that deceive you. He is a man of his word.
Maybe. If I need him.
Your choice. You can find him at his palace, past the mountains to the southwest. Tell him I sent you, and he'll listen to it.
Look! The Sky Clan's banner!
Marshals. It wasn't easy, but I brought the Sky Clan with me.
And the commander?
No. I could only convince a few. He isn't yet aware we left.
We have banners from all 3 clans. If there are fewer from the Sky Clan, it can't be helped.
He's right. Sound the horn.
What's going on?
Not all Tanakh can stomach the idea of parley with the Karja, but enough have come for us to begin.
Then I'll be on my way.
No, the other marshals will not permit it. You wanted safe passage, you have it. After the embassy.
The Karja have opened the gates.
As the sun rises over a land at war, so too can it set over a land at peace. Today is such...
Hear me, marshals! You who claim to be Tanakh!
Regala. Chief Hikaru's biggest mistake. A rival whom he should have killed.
You have forgotten that our people were born in blood. The blood of the Karja. Instead, you pledge your spears to a chief who conspires with the enemy. Hikaru has betrayed us. The embassy is proof. And all of you marshals are his accomplices. For this, I condemn you to death.
You'll need more than toothless threats to intimidate us. Exile.
ทำไมมันถึงควบคุมได้อ่ะ
Lancers! Form up!
ที่หูเหมือนมีโฟกัสออก
They're riding
มัน
machines.
กำลังขี่จักรกลอยู่
Where'd they learn to do that?
Silence.
Vashav, come with us now, or not at all.
Archers! Light them up! Get to cover!
เขาที่กำลังโดนไปหนึ่งสอง
Archers! Keep them back! Left flank to the Karja! Run them down!
นางเอกไม่ทำอะไรหน่อยเหรอแม่ร้อย
They're not gonna make it.
Open the gates! Open the gates!
โอ้ไม่รอด
Kaja! Stand your ground!
Fire at will!
พร้อม
I don't have a shot!
What happened? Can you see?
It's just us now.
Hey! Calm down and fight fair! Lancers! Take the center!
เตรียมพร้อม
Get ready!
มาเฮ้ย
Stick to cover! Archers on the ridge!
โอ้ยไม่มีกัน
Here they come!
ไม่เห็น
It's down here, not up there.
Ready to engage!
โอ้ย
You got her!
They're in trouble!
ฮึบ
I'll get you!
ลงมาสู้กันตามตัวโอ้ยโอ้ยสงสารไม่
We've survived worse.
ชิปกระสุนผิด
That was a well-placed hit. For the rebellion!
Now I need more.
เฮ้ยหลบไม่ทันแย่อยากจัง
Got him in my sights. One down. We got this. Another one down. We can win this.
Enough พอได้แล้ว
You, outlanders! I'll skin you both!
Chief, grant me the honor of this challenge.
Granted.
Ooh. ทำได้ไงอ่ะ ไม่
You're next,
การ
girl.
คือรายต่อไปสาวน้อย
I've never seen a shield like that. Better scan it.
โอ้ยต้องสแกนให้ได้
I can break through a shield if I damage it enough.
โอ้ยโอ้ยโอ้ยโอ้ย
Gotta get through that shield. Right there.
โอ้ย
Need to break his guard. There! Now's my chance. Give it up!
โอ้ย โอ้ย
Shield regenerated.
โลมันสร้างขึ้นมาอีกรอบหนึ่งโอ้ย
Shield's gone. He's vulnerable.
turn.
ตาเจ้ามาลงสู้
Come down here and face me! No!
เอ้า
It was an honorable challenge. You've earned your life today. Comrades! Mark this day! Today you have decimated the marshals, slaughtered the Karja. So begins our war on Hikaru. Move out!
เจ้ารอดหรือเปล่า
You gonna make it?
You gonna make it ไม่ใช่เจ้าจะรอดหรือเป
You're
ล่า
going on without me, aren't you? Guess I'm stuck with Aaron. For now.
เดี๋ยวข้าจะจับพาเจ้าไปที่ป้อ
I'll
ม
take you back to the fort.
ฝากเขาด้วยนะข้าต้องเดินทางต่อไป
I got you.
It's salvage time, boys.
Don't think it can take a hit. I should be able to use it to glide.
โอ้ยไม่
Aloy,
เฮลอยเรายังต้องสาสางเรื่องนี้กันอยู่
we're
นะ
still trying to sort out this mess. Seems like the Tanakh have a civil war in their hands.
That sounds about right. The marshals weren't expecting Regala to attack.
And the entire Karja delegation was slain. Nozar, Voidis, Vishav,
โดน
a
สาสาง
massacre.
เลย
What will you do now?
เจ้าจะทำอะไรต่อ
I have to head west. Hopefully this rite of passage is still good. For what I'm after, I'll cross all of Tanakh's territory if I have to.
Then you have a long road ahead of you. This is only the threshold of the
แค่
Forbidden
เริ่มต้น
West.
ของ Forbidden
The
West
Tanakh's true domain lies over the mountains that border Plainsong, home of the Utaru tribe.
This isn't Tanakh's territory?
All that out there? That's no man's land. It was supposed to be neutral ground, though obviously this Regala ignored that. Her rebels approached from the north, with all those machines they were riding. They must have made camp up that way.
The rebels were riding bristlebacks. And there were bristlebacks in the Daunt.
Are you saying the rebels let them into the Daunt? How would that even be possible?
I don't know. But it's worth looking into.
While you're at it, there were a number of Karja and Asuram who went out there before the gates were shut for the embassy. Maybe you could check in on them. See if they're all right.
I can keep an eye out. Is there a tall neck somewhere nearby?
A tall neck? There's that one, over there, near the Utaru border. But why?
It's hard to explain. It'll help me get the lay of the land.
If you say so. Is there anything else I can tell you before you go?
It's too bad about Nazar and Voidis.
At least Nozar went down fighting. As for the Sun Priest, well, no one deserves to go out that way. I'll make sure they're given proper funeral rites. It's the least I can do.
Do you think the Karja will take action against Regala? Seems like you'd have common ground with the Tenakth.
An expedition of the Karja army into the west could be taken as the start of another invasion. Sun King Avad won't risk it. That said, we can't allow ourselves to be caught unaware by an attack like that again.
About Fashav.
The man was taken captive by the Tenakth. Survived for years out in the west, only to die just short of the Sundom. It's a cruel end for a good soldier.
There was more he wanted to do. He spoke of advocating for lasting peace between the Karja and Tenakth.
Too late for that now.
What will happen to him?
His body will be carried back to Meridian. As the cousin of the Sun King, he will be accorded official rights and buried with honor. No soldier could ask for more.
Fashav called Regala a rival. Someone the Tenakth chief should have killed.
Yeah, I reckon he should have. She's obviously a huge threat. Her attack was coordinated and precise. Until you got in her way, that is.
They knew the lay of the land. And they knew Fashav was going to be handed over at the embassy. If the Tenakth weren't expecting her, she must have spent months gathering an army in secret.
They had to have made camp nearby. Somewhere they could lie low until the perfect moment to strike.
Oh, yeah.
I need to be on my way.
Then I wish you luck. The gates will always be open to you should you wish to return. And don't worry about your friends. We'll get them patched up.
Bye-bye.
I appreciate it.
Sun watch over you, Aloy. I hope you find what you're looking for.
6 ชั่วโมงผ่านไปเพิ่งเริ่ม Forbidden West
Keep these on me. So, this is the Forbidden West. A whole new frontier to explore. The coordinates from the spire should lead to Silence and Hades. And just maybe, backup of God. It won't be easy out there. The blight, the storms, Regala's machine riders. But I'll have to push through it all. Find a way to fix the world. Like Elizabeth would. The woman who led the ambush, Regala, had a lot of machines under her command. There's only one other person who has that kind of knowledge. Silence. But what's his angle? Why help to knock the rebels? I'll find this in my stash later. Good spot to test the shield wing. Why climb down when I can glide?
Glide ไงล่ะ
Huh?
บินงี้อ่ะ เฮ้ยขอบคุณ
I bet a cook can do something with this.
เฮ้ยมันนอนตายอย่างเงี้ยไม่ได้อย่ามากินนะอันตรายเกินไป
Light's taking over the land out here, too.
โรคพืชก็ระบาดที่นี่เหมือนกัน
Those must be the salvagers I met in Barren Light. Looks like something's going on.
Like rusted buckets of scrap. You really think you can do that?
Group, come on. You know me.
If it isn't the savior of Meridian and of my very own operation. Larend, say hello.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
You know, if it weren't for this one, I probably wouldn't be standing here right now. Oh, nasty business. What the Tanakh did back at the embassy. But everyone in Barren Light is thankful you drove them off.
So this is your salvage operation.
You won't find a better place to trade machine parts in the West. And soon we'll be trading in more than just that. For too long, the West has been, well, forbidden. Dangerous. But what if I told you we could make an armor so tough, so infallible, that you'd never have to worry about survival out here again?
I'd be curious to take a look at it.
Of course you would. And that's why I've asked my most talented salvagers to find what they need to make that armor. Each of them will present their work to me. The best protection will go on sale to hunters, just like you.
Lucky me.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some business to attend to back in Chainscrape. Larend can take care of you while I'm gone. Can't wait to see what you come up with, my boy.
Leave it to me. It'll blow all the others out of the forge.
You have got to help me.
What are you talking about?
The armor. I made a dozen versions of it. But none of them were good enough. And there are other crews further west. If they make better armor than mine, I can kiss that keg full of shards goodbye.
So you get a prize if Karif picks your armor?
A big one. And I finally have the perfect design. I just need the right parts, and fast. So maybe you'd be willing to pick up a contract and get them for me?
What would I be looking for?
Shell walker containers. Their plating's made to withstand a lot of damage. It'll make the perfect armor. I know it.
I think I can handle that.
Ah, thank the forge. All right. We scouted out a herd near here. Here's the contract. It'll tell you everything you need to know. You take the machines down. My people will pick up the containers.
I'll give this a closer look later.
Okay,
Thanks.
Counting on you, Aloy.
I might want to read that contract before going on the hunt.
ารกิจกู้ซากซากเครับไม่จำกัดอยู่ตรงนี้อะ
Hey, look.
I'm working on. I should get going.
Good luck. Make this armor work. I know it.
There's a lot of ancient wrecks out here. Must have been a huge battle. Everything they had to slow down the heroes were. Eyes here for the whole time.
Get away!
You Zola!
If it isn't the hero of the day.
Are you all Delvers?
We've been working No Man's Land for a while. I was hoping to get back to Barren Light by the time they opened the gates, you know? After seeing as how we almost got minced to pieces just now, I'm guessing things didn't go so well.
You could say that.
It's not like No Man's Land was safe to begin with. But I didn't think I'd have to worry about the Tanakh, the neutral territory. And now, they're riding machines.
If you were headed back to Barren Light, why did you stop here?
We ran across some ruins nearby. Thought we'd take a gander, find some good salvage. But the place is full of weird red crystals. Can't get through the stuff. So we ended up making camp here. First thing tomorrow, though, we head straight to Barren Light. Should probably send a message to our crew down at Jagged Deep about all this, too.
Jagged Deep?
Jagged Deep?
It's a dig site by this big lake down south. Old world scrap everywhere. Can't miss it. And that's my cue. Here. Thanks for helping us out. Maybe I'll get into more trouble and see you around.
Let's hope not.
Okay, ก็สำหรับวันนี้ก็ประมาณนี้นะครับไว้เจอกันใหม่คลิปหน้านะบ๊ายบาย